you spoke about earlier the unhappiness that kind of drove you to seek happiness initially. If you
Yeah.
could go into that a little bit, what was that which made you unhappy?
Well, at the time, I just had I was surrounded by very dark clouds. Um, Now I can look back and see, well, it was because of this, because of that. My parents were like this, my parents were like that. They got separated, they were getting divorced. There was a lot of tension and anger in the house and unhappiness. I can see all that now, but at the time it just felt like I was surrounded by dark clouds. And I really couldn't, I didn't have anybody, there was nobody in my life who knew anything. Who could I talk to? Who could I, I had one friend who was like a teacher for me. He was involved with the path, and he knew a lot. He was a lot of wisdom. But even so, and he helped me a lot in those years. But I couldn't connect with people, and I couldn't find love. I couldn't connect I didn't have good relationships with women. I was very unsatisfied. I was a lot of self-loathing, a lot of self-judgment. I just was an expert on putting myself down, and I believed it all. I really, really stuck in it, really caught in it. It was a very painful time, and especially painful because, as far as I knew, there was no reason for these clouds ever to go away, ever to disperse. So I had a feeling about the spiritual path, but still it wasn't real to me on a personal level. It wasn't helping me inside. There are all kinds of reasons why I felt so bad, and I tried to get some help here and there, but really I was not open to really being helped that way. I wasn't available. There was just too much covering on me, on my heart, on my emotions were so dark and unhappy, and I wasn't going to let anybody in.
Would you say that meeting Maharaji Neem Karoli Baba, that like he was able to like fill that void?
Definitely, but I met him when I met Ram Dass. It wasn't that I met him in India in that body, wrapped up in that blanket.
Yeah.
The minute I walked into the room with Ram Dass, where he was sitting, I met Maharaji. And at first I thought it was Ram Dass. But as I got to know Ram Dass, I began to understand he had personality issues too. So this thing was coming through him, and there was Maharaji that was coming through him. So that's why I felt I had to go, because I could already see that Ram Dass wasn't it. But it was definitely coming through him, and I wanted to get to the source.
Yeah.
So, but yes, it's definitely, I met Maharaji. It didn't save me from being depressed. It didn't change my thoughts, but it showed me that there was really something else in life. There was something else other than this very kind of compressed, unhappy, limited way of living.
Do you have any like favorite stories from Maharaji that kind of highlight how he helped you get over this, like all those struggles?
Well, everybody knows what it is already. Everybody. And you know what you want to feel. You may not have words for it necessarily, but you don't have it. That and so if you don't have it, that means you know what it is. It's beyond your conceptual mind. It's not something you can think about or understand or even touch with your thoughts. It's a feeling that you're looking for. And you know you don't have it. And you know when you feel it. And you know when you don't feel it. And you don't really feel it. Every once in a while you might get a little hit, but it doesn't last. It goes away. So everyone knows what it is.